good evening. The evening news. I am Babatunde Fanowopo. Osun State Governor Senator Adeleke has approved December 2024 as the implementation date for the new minimum wage of 75,554 naira earlier approved with a payment of 1 month arrears to the state public servants. In addition, the sum of 25,000 naira has been approved across board for the pensioners in Osun State. The signing of the implementation of the new minimum wage has just been completed by the combined team of the state government and the state's labor leaders. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has said his economic reforms will not only benefit Nigeria, but also have a positive impact on the entire African continent. He praised the amicable relations between Nigeria and France, expressing gratitude for French President Emmanuel Macron's interest in the continent. Tinubu made the remarks at a state dinner hosted in his honor by the French government at the Palais de l'Élysée in France. The Nigerian leader expressed confidence that Macron's goodwill will strengthen bilateral ties with positive impact on the entire continent. He encouraged both Nigerian and French citizens to uphold the cordial relationship shared by their nations. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga shared this in a statement titled, President Tinubu says Nigeria's reform will impact Africa, praises Macron for his interest in Africa. In his remarks, President Macron acknowledged Nigeria's leadership in Africa, referring to the country as a big brother to the continent. He praised Nigerians for their resilience and intellect, citing Nobel laureate Professor Wale Soyinka and musician Femi Kuti as global examples of Nigerian excellence. The federal government, through its Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has declared that it will spend about 2.4 trillion naira on power subsidies before the end of this year. Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission's Commissioner of Planning, Research and Strategy, Dr. Yusuf Ali, disclosed this at the PwC's annual Power and Utilities Roundtable themed Reigniting Hope in Nigeria's Electric Power Sector in Lagos. Ali explained that the subsidy had fluctuated due to foreign exchange challenges and tariff adjustment. According to him, as of November, the subsidy amount stood at 1.9 trillion naira, but with current trends, the monthly subsidy for electricity is expected to reach 260 billion naira in December. He emphasized that the 2.4 trillion naira is an annual estimate that could adjust depending on the monthly cost-benefit tariff. He explained that every month, the difference between the cost-reflective tariff and the approved tariff is calculated to determine the subsidy. Ali added that the government is expected to finalize the total subsidy figure by year-end based on actual consumption and tariff trends. The operational capacity of the newly rehabilitated Port Harcourt Refining Company has come under intense scrutiny. This was following claims that petroleum products loaded from the facility on Tuesday were not newly refined, but products stored in the storage tank of the facility in the last 3 years. This controversy is typical of the refinery, which has been plagued by a history of delays and setbacks, including 7 failed deadlines for the commencement of operations at the plant. In an interview with the Secretary of the Alesa Community Stakeholders, Timothy Ngbere, the 60,000 barrels per day capacity facility had yet to become fully operational contrary to the position of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Alesa, one of the 10 major communities in Eleme, River State, is the host community of the Port Harcourt refinery. Mbere also alleged that the refinery only loaded 6 trucks of petroleum products on Tuesday, despite the NNPCL stating that 200 trucks will be picked up from the refinery daily. Mbere made this revelation during his appearance as a guest on a TV program. In the meantime, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has denied claims by an Alesa community leader in Rivers State that the Port Harcourt refinery is not yet producing fuel. In a statement, the NNPCL spokesperson Olufemi Shoneye accused Mbere of crass ignorance of how a refinery runs, saying he would not have dignified him with a response if not for a need to set the record straight. Mbere had claimed that the old Port Harcourt refinery was only operating skeletally and was not processing PMS. His proof was that the PMS truck out was done at the gantry of the new Port Harcourt refinery as against the gantry of the old Port Harcourt refinery. According to the statement, this betrays his scant knowledge of the operations of the refinery. The old and new Port Harcourt refineries have since been integrated with one single terminal for product loadout. The NNPC Chief Communications Officer noted that Mbere contradicted himself by saying that the PMS that was loaded out from the supposed loading gantry of the new Port Harcourt refinery was an old stock from the old Port Harcourt refinery. On the current capacity of the refinery, Shoneye stated that nameplate capacity of the refinery is 60,000 barrels of oil per day and currently producing at 90% throughput, which translates to straight-run gasoline naphtha blended into 1.4 million liters of PMS, aside other products like diesel and kerosene. Shoneye, however, called on the general public to disregard the claims of the community person, which are obviously born out of sheer mischief and blatant display of ignorance. Osun State Executive Council has approved the appointment of Prince Jokotola Olayinka Tunde as the new Olojudo of Idu Osun in Egbedore local government of Osun State. According to a release by the State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Oluomokola Kwalimi, the new king succeeded the late Oba Aderemi Adedapo Saporoyo I. The stool of Olojudo of Idu Osun, according to the release, is regulated by the 1956 registered declaration, which shows that it was the turn of the Adenko ruling house to occupy the stool. Oluomokola Kwalimi said the selection process followed due process and complied with extant laws. The council, however, enjoins the new traditional ruler to work for the peace and progress of the town and the state at large. Governor Adeleke, who presided over the council meeting, had earlier tasked members not to relent on delivery of democratic dividends, as the price for hard work is more hard work. The governor further charged council members to intensify drive to deliver on the 5-point agenda of his administration. The management of GD Star College of Health Sciences and Technology says it remains unwavering in achieving its vision of being a universally approved center of excellence in health, careers, education, research, and services. The director of the institution, Engineer Olajide Onifade, who stated this at the maiden convocation ceremony of the institution, admonished the new graduates to commit to continuous learning and embrace growth. While delivering the convocation lecture with the theme Empowering the Future Leaders Through Education and Innovation in Entrepreneurship, the Chief Medical Director, CMD, Osun Teaching Hospital, Dr. Babatunde Afolabi, stated that the healthcare sector is in their need of innovations to solve age-long challenges. He admonished the graduates to rise up to the occasion, build on existing knowledge as entrepreneurship requires resilience, accountability, and the willingness to face failure without quitting. In their words of advice, the Owa of Igbajo land, Oba Ademola Makinde, the Executive Secretary of Osun Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Razak Akindele, Mrs. Catherine Ojo, and the representative of the Commissioner for Education, among others, admonished the graduates to lead advocacy on a respectful and compassionate healthcare approach, which encompasses treating patients with empathy, gentleness, and not debasing their dignity. The next in the series of our weekly Yoruba program, which promotes the activities of Governor Ademola Adeleke's administration in Osun State, tagged Imole Ayo, hits the airwaves tomorrow at 6:30 in the evening. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Media, Mr. Oladele Bamiji, is the guest. He is expected to speak on Governor Ademola Adeleke's midterm scorecard as the administration still backs in the euphoria of its second year in office. Listeners and viewers can contribute dialing the studio line when the program is on live. And on to sports. After securing their spot at the 2026 ICC T20 World Cup Africa Qualifier Finals with one game to spare, Nigeria capped off an impressive outing at the Sub-Regional C qualifiers in Abuja by beating Botswana to the title. The Yellow Greens won after beating Botswana by 77 runs to complete a 5-match unbeaten streak at the tournament, which was hosted at the Twin Ovals of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Both countries had qualified for the regional finals, which will be played in July 2025, but yesterday's clash was the title decider as both teams were leveled on 8 points heading into the last day of the series. And coming from the foreign scene, Chad has said it is ending its defense cooperation agreement with former colonial power France, a move that will require French soldiers to leave the Central African country. Foreign Minister Abderrahman Koulibaly called France an essential partner, but said it must not also consider that Chad has grown up, matured, and is a sovereign state that is very jealous of its sovereignty. The announcement was made hours after a visit by French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot. Chad has cooperated closely with Western nations' military forces in the past, but has moved closer to Russia in recent years. The Minister of Foreign Affairs said the decision to terminate the deal, which was revised in 2019, would enable the country to redefine its strategic partnerships. France currently had about 1,000 soldiers as well as warplanes stationed in Chad, which is the last Sahel country to host French troops. And with that, we've come to the end of the evening news on OSBC TV. Join us at 7 for the major report. Good evening.
Hello viewers, welcome to your darling station OSBC, Come enjoy a rich menu of programs. On OSBC TV, there is something you must watch. We have drama,
Honey, is it not eating?
I just heard strange words and incantations, like ritual songs, coming from his room.
Honey, it's okay. Let me go and talk to him.
sports,
It is Mel! Yeah. Oh, yes! What a brilliant free kick!
good musicals, educational television, kiddies and cartoons. News on the go.
For prioritizing agriculture.